Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing something pretty cool, pretty different. I'm calling it big mouth creatures. All you're going to need is paper and some markers and a pencil, and then you should be good to go. I want to show you what I came up with first. So the first one I have here is kind of a crazy cat. And then when you lift it up, you can see his mouth open. It's kind of crazy. All right, let me show you another one. So I have this person here, he's at a birthday party, opening it up. Oh my God, he's eating all the cake. And then another one I think that we're going to do is an alien. So that's what he looks like with his mouth shut. And then that's him with his mouth open, eating all the food. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first thing you need to do is have your paper. So I have some paper here, it's just computer paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it. So you're gonna have it this way, straight. So let me move this out of the way so you can actually see. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold it in half, the down. So let me just show you one more time. Oops, that was two pieces of paper. So it's up this way, vertical, and then you're gonna flip it down. So you're folding it in the middle. And then after you do that, you're gonna flip this bottom part up so that it touches the top of that first fold that we made. You're just gonna spread it out, smooth it out, and then you should have a big paper that would open like this. Now we don't need this whole big piece of paper, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half so that both sides touch, like that, so that I have two pieces of paper. So now I'm going to use scissors. I'm going to cut this in half. So I'm just going to follow that crease that I made in the middle. Then you're going to have two papers. So one is the one we're going to use now, and one you could save for later to make another creature. All right, so the first thing you want to do is think about what kind of creature you want. I'm thinking an alien because it'd probably be really easy to come up with some different lines and a good way to practice. And once you practice with your first creature, you can go ahead and make tons of different other creatures. All right, first things first. So I'm going to grab a pencil, and then to make my alien creature, or my alien big mouth creature, I'm going to draw the top of his head. But before I even do that, I'm going to make his eyes. And I kind of want to make him look kind of cuckoo or crazy, stylized. So I'm going to have one eye that's bigger than the other one, like very cartoony. So one big eye, one little eye. I'll do the pupil in the middle. And then I want him to be kind of like slimy. So when I make the top of his head, I'm going to make it kind of like squiggly lines. Okay, so whatever you draw on the top part for his head, we have to kind of meet those lines on the bottom so it all connects. So the side of his body, this line comes down here, so we're going to connect it, and I'm going to go all the way down. And I'm not even going to add legs or feet or arms or hands because I just want to keep it simple the first time. Now, when you're done after this one and you want to make something with lots of details or even tails, that's totally cool, but I'd say start out simple first so you see how everything works. Okay, so I have his body right here and then his head. And maybe I want him to be like kind of drippy, so I'm gonna add some like drips coming out. He's like slimy. Okay. And I think I'm going to leave it like this. So now I'm going to open up my fold. And you can see there's this big empty space right here. This is where his mouth is going to go. So before we make the mouth, you have to connect the lines. So you have to connect the top line to the bottom line. So I'm going to do a wavy line like I did before, and it's going to connect. And then a wavy line right here on the other side to connect. And then I'm going to fold it back over and then see where I want to put his mouth. So I'm going to make his mouth. So right by this fold here, I'm going to make another kind of wavy line, and that's going to be for his mouth. I'm not going to add anything on the top right here. I'll just let that edge be the top of his mouth. So now I'm going to open this back up. And now I'm going to, actually, would be a better idea is I'm going to mark right here to where his mouth is going to go so that you can see where you're going. So everything lines up. And then you're going to draw a line that connects. And then a line that connects here. And then you can go ahead and then make that line there. Now that we know where everything lines up. So you're thinking, what am I going to put in his mouth? You could put anything in his mouth. If you want him to be scary, you could be adding sharp teeth. If you want him to look silly, you could have him eating lots of crazy food like I did with mine. And I think that's what we're going to do because we already practiced making food. So in his mouth, you can add teeth. So I'm going to do some sharp teeth on the bottom and then some sharp teeth on the top. If you want to do the tongue, you could do the tongue. So I'm going to do two curvy shapes, kind of like an M for his tongue. And then on the inside of his mouth, I'm going to put all that food. So a donut, maybe a hamburger, a cupcake, pretty much anything you want. You could do a bag of chips, you could do soda, any kind of drink, lots of things. Let me see, maybe I'll do some French fries. So I'll do a carton of French fries. Maybe have some fries falling out. And then maybe, like I said, a drink. So I'll do an upside down cup. The soda spilling out like that. And then what else? Maybe some pizza too. Yeah. All right. So now, after you're done doing that, you're going to outline with a marker. So I'm going to take a Sharpie. I'm actually going to put a paper underneath so that my marker doesn't bleed onto the table underneath. All right, now that I outlined it, I'm going to add color. All right, so I finished coloring in my alien. I went around the food really carefully and added the black. Of course, I used markers, but you could use colored pencils or crayons, whatever you have at home. Now we can test it out to see if it works. So I'm going to fold him down back to where it was. And he looks like just kind of a weird little funny alien now, but when you lift it up, he's eating all your food. I think that's really cool. So there's lots of different ways you can do this, and there's lots of different characters that you can create. The possibilities are endless. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. Remember, keep uploading your artwork to Artsonia, and thank you so much for visiting today. Bye.